Hey honey buns, and what is up? It is definitely that season to bundle up. So let's make a custom tapestry jacket and some custom jeans. Everything you're going to need is going to be listed below.
HoneyBuntv.
You making me want to spend this money, gorgeous, all on you, girl.
Okay, honey buns. So everything you're going to need is going to be listed below as I stated before. So basically some scissors, a tapestry blanket, your pattern, and yourself, of course, and some measuring tape. So the first thing that I'm doing is I'm just going to open my blanket up all the way, and then I am going to start with cutting around the perimeter where that fringe is. Anytime and every time, as I said before, keep your scraps. So in this case, I want the fringe on my jacket, but I'm still going to have some left over, which are going to be scraps for later. What I'm showing you here is to basically cut your fringe approximately a ½ inch above where that bottom line, as you can see, starts, because the closer that you cut the fringe, the more fringe pieces you're going to lose, and you want to keep as much and as many little pieces of fringe that you can. So I'm just going to cut around the perimeter, and what I am not going to be using, I'm going to put on the side as scraps. And take your time, because cutting through a tapestry blanket is not for the weak. So you got to make sure you have some sharp shears and or scissors. So after that, I'm just going to put my fringe to the side, as I said. And now I'm going to get ready to fold my blanket hamburger hot dog style. So as you can see, this is the widest portion. I'm just going to fold it over to the skinniest portion. Now this could go either way, but I like keeping as much fabric as I can when I am just making something and or cutting, period. And these are the old jeans that I'm going to be using to customize. So as you can see here, I do have my pattern. This was an old jacket. I just literally busted the seam so I can get the lining. And here I'm just literally cutting my pattern down. Now you can keep your pattern as is, but this jacket was a little bit big, so I'm just cutting it down into a smaller portion in size. After I finished doing that, as I told y'all before, to fold your blanket over, I'm going to cut down the middle so I could have more fabric. Theoretically, I don't know. In my mind, this gives you more fabric, and I feel like it really does. But once you fold it over, you're going to have a little bit of more fabric to work with, because you're going to be working with one piece at a time. Now typically when I cut things, I fold them to have two pieces and cut two pieces at once, but when it comes to the arms, you are going to cut one piece at a time. So instead of folding it over and putting your pattern on top for the arms, you're literally going to just put the arms flat down one by one. Now, after that, I am going to take the rest of that blanket and I'm going to cut some scraps for my jeans, because I cannot forget about that portion. And if you do, you may not have that many scraps to work with. So make sure, just a pro tip in anything, you want to cut the big pieces first to see what you are going to be working with rather than the smaller pieces. I'm going to get started on our upper body, and as before in any other tutorial that I've done with cutting sleeves and just on our upper body portion, you are going to fold your fabric over. Majority of the time, I start with the back because you don't have to worry about cutting two pieces up the middle, which I will show y'all momentarily, but this is just one piece that you can cut folded over to get it over with. And as y'all can also see, my pattern is a little bit bigger and more lengthier than my fabric, which is totally fine because I don't want my jacket that long. So this is the back piece. When we open it up, you are going to see it full back. Now we're going to take that back piece and we need a front piece for our jacket that's going to open up, and we are going to cut around this back piece on top of, which will be our front piece. After that, you are going to cut the front piece, which is going to be the jacket opener, down the middle. And now you should have 2 pieces. Also notice that working with a tapestry blanket or sometimes certain fabrics, there'll be some straggly pieces. You want to just cut those right then and there rather than later on, because it can become really annoying when you're sewing and having to stop to cut. So now I'm just also cutting my second arm, and then this will sum up the scraps that we have. Now I am on the portion of customizing my jeans. I'm going to take the fringe. As I said before, keep your scraps, and this is why. I am measuring out how long the fringe I want to be and where I want it to stop, where I want it to start. And I'm just putting the second layer of fringe on top for the left leg. So you don't have to take one piece and measure at a time. You can literally put them on top of each other and cut down the middle, and you shall be fine. And now I'm just really thinking about where I want certain pieces of fabric on my jeans and how I'm going to really do that, because this is my first time doing that. After that, I'm cutting down the middle so I can insert my tapestry blanket in my jeans. After I have finished cutting, I am just going to bust the seams down my right and my left leg on the outer side and not the inside, because I want my fringe on the outside and not on the inside. This is what everything should look like cut out. As you can see, you have my arms, you have the back, and you have the front. Now I'm just going to take everything to the sewing machine and sew it up. If you guys would like to see how to sew a long sleeve jacket or just anything within a sleeve jacket type of apparel motion, this tutorial down here, as you can see, I have a pointed tube, will help you go through the motions of how to put everything to it. Now, this is how it should come out. See you guys on HoneyBuntv next week. Mwah.